I had to ask percent of what? What percent of what am I measuring? And I believe that in most grading systems, it's behavioral and volume based and has nothing to do with your mastery of the material, which led me to feel very good about not like figuring out if there was a way within the confines of the school where I was working, etc. Can we grade this in a way that just measures to what degree you understand it? Not how many memorization questions can you get right on a quiz? That's worthless. At the end of a course, that's worthless. While you're building up, while we're building and measuring Webb's DOK, your lower level, your recall, do you understand what all these words mean? Do you understand the basics of these operations, etc.? What I really want is for you to be able to use it at a high level.
Sure.
To give me your TED Talk, to look like an expert. That's what I want. I want you to feel confident and appear competent and understand that and know it and feel that you've achieved something instead of being made to feel dumb because you missed all the deadlines and didn't complete a sufficient number of practice problems on my schedule. I really want you to just feel and be competent, be an expert in something.
Right.
And I recognize that I have a lot of luxuries in the positions I've held. Teaching science in a STEM cohort, having a lot of freedom to do project-based learning and things that really are well suited to only assessing summative things in a way that have a huge effect on the grade. And there have been a lot of learning curves and things that have kind of gone back and forth as far as how am I going to keep a record of their formative work so that when we don't reach the summative learning goal, by the time I'm required to deliver report card grades, because that's the only deadline I have. I'm required to give you a report card grade with a letter. It's required by the state in this school system. If we haven't gotten there, do I have enough data to really investigate and show you why? And if we have progress reports in the middle of a grading period, can I do it then too? For you to be able to ask me, well, why do I have an F? Well, let's look at all these things that you didn't complete. Let's go back to the early ones when we were first starting to learn about this. Is there any evidence that you knew it, that you got it? No, I can't see it. Like all these things we did on this day, we did this. Remember when we did that? Yeah. And then at the end of that week, we had a quiz. How'd you do on the quiz? Poorly. Okay. What did that tell you?
Yeah.
It requires a lot of one-on-one attention to build these things with students. I love that doing it that way not only empowered me to do that, but forced me to do it. Because you can plow through a pacing calendar and accomplish nothing.
Absolutely.
And I think that's probably the most common thing that happens is the more we adhere to standards and standardized testing and rigid sets of teaching materials that we call curriculum, and we just plow through things, every student supposedly in the same place at the same time, you just leave all the kids behind. And you don't recognize that not only are they behind, but they're so disengaged, and it's trashing their relationship with education in general.
Yes,
that's the big picture, right?
Yes.
Like they've learned that school, they know that they're Pavlov's dog, and you're just ringing the bell to see what I'll do. And these things that are mentioned in the chapter, homework, deadlines, participation points especially.
Yeah, no extra credit.
All of these things are manipulative behavior control.
Sure.
To provide the teacher the illusion of control, the illusion of compliance, maybe behavioral compliance to the point that it makes your classroom appear more orderly and quieter and students kind of following in line in a
busy.
Yeah, in an industrial revolution, factory-based model,
Mhm.
which is what our education system was developed for.
Mhm.
And it makes me like upset inside to notice that that's what's going on in a lot of classrooms. And I think a lot of people don't notice that that's what's going on. Even teachers don't realize that that's what you're doing is, is like trying to manipulate behavior,
Sure. Right.
not to get kids to know new things.
And I mean, we're taught that in induction programs, ways to manipulate behavior,
Mhm.
ways to, certain strategies, clip charts, right? All sorts of systems of, if you have a student that's not following a structure, following in line with what you have set within your classroom, there's something wrong. It's their fault, right? Rather than it's your fault, or without even using fault, it's you have more control than you think, and it's not by removing their autonomy. You don't have to do that. So, like, I love the idea and the concept of, right, we were talking about deadlines and whatnot, and when you have to perform, and okay, maybe we didn't perform that well. I don't know about you, but when's the last time that you had extra credit opportunity in the professional world? Right?
Well, I'll tell you, I work for the government in a union shop, and it doesn't matter how good you are at your job, you get paid the same amount. Whether you phone it in or you're teacher of the year, your salary does not change. In some jobs, you can be compensated based on your performance.
Sure.
But we could talk about extra credit. Because I experienced extra credit as a student. I remember doing extra credit things, and usually it was like a cute project. There was no extra learning involved.
Yep.
It was, yes, you're a great student, and I'd love to keep you busy and out of my hair and then give you 104%.
And your parents are involved, and they're able to get you the supplies. And
Oh, yeah. Make me a cute something, a fort, a chart, a poster, a project, a thing.
Get me tissue boxes and pencils and things that I need within my classroom.
Yeah. Now we're literally letting you buy your grade. We're letting your parents buy your grade.
That is tough.
What can I contribute to the classroom? If you bring so many boxes of tissue.
Yeah, that's
not great.
No.
Yep.
No.
If you bring cans for the canned food drive, 4 extra credit points, you're just letting their parents buy their grade. And then they learn that that's how the system works. And that's the real problem.
Exactly.
When you teach them that their grade has to do with so many other things other than what their brain has developed the ability to do, then that's the way they just move through the rest of their academic career. Is how can I behave differently to get a better grade? How can I comply more to get a better grade? Is there a way that I can purchase my grade with goods or with time?
What can I do other than learn the material?
Correct.
Yeah, that was...
And I see so many students' faces in my memory right now where they just look befuddled, where they, how can I get my grade up? And you just tell them, you can know this better than you do now.
Yes.
Do you understand whatever it is we're learning? Do you understand all this stuff about forces and motion that we're talking about? Newton's 3 laws? Can you explain that to me? Well, no. There you go.
Yeah.
Do you want me to point you in a direction to get started? Do you want to sit and talk about them together? Because we can do that. As long as I can monitor the classroom so the rest of the monkeys don't kill each other.
And I mean, and that's it, right? That also is where there's some pushback from educators of like, well, where do I have the time to do this? This one-on-one, hyper-focused IEP, essentially, right, for this student.
/ private tutoring session in the middle of the school day. Exactly,
right? How am I able to do this? It's not feasible. It's not realistic.
And that's true.
It absolutely it is, right? But kind of setting the stage from the very beginning of the concept of your grade comes from what you know and only what you know, starting that from day one, talking about it at Meet the Teacher Night. right? Those are also the types of conversations that need to be had as soon as possible to be able to shift the momentum of your classroom so that the extra credit questions aren't asked, they aren't
Right.
banked on,
Right.
they aren't assumed. And that pushes people as well as, educators in a way that they haven't been pushed before, but it doesn't mean that it's a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just different.
Right.
And it's a little foreign. It's a little bit of a gray area at times, but this also helps it make it not so gray.
Right.
It's as black and white as it should be when it comes to, do you know this material or not?
Yeah.
Right? So I like that it talked about not including extra credit in any way, shape, or form, because sure, you can create another project and whatnot that does talk about the standards, but then we're getting back into the equity, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of, okay, well, yes, this student will do that, will use it. They have parents at home. They don't have a sibling that they're taking care of, or a child that they need to take care of, or a sports team that they're a part of, or extra clubs or working for their family,
Mm-hmm.
whatever it might be. They'll get this done and they'll learn the material. Great for them. But for my students that do have all those other factors within their lives to where that's not going to be something that happens, and it's literally just extra work
Mm-hmm.
in a way that is not what we've already covered, right? We're reinventing the wheel at that point of trying to deliver this material. And by bringing back our homework, our practice problems, the things that we do already and have as a part of our routine throughout each day, and kind of just like, okay, use it if you need it. Don't use it if you don't need it. Ask questions. Here's how to ask those questions. But don't ask me at the end of the day to do something extra when the extra needs to happen on day one if you're not getting it.
How can you have extra credit when we never did credit? Like, extra what? Because your grade should just measure how well you get it. There's no way to know more than 100%. You can't know more than 100% of what I've tested you on.
Mm-hmm.
If there's a way to get more than 100%, then the grade is measuring behavior.
Yes.
And not learning. So, should there be ways for students to go above and beyond if they want to? Yeah. If they are ahead and they're bored, should they be able to use their time the way they want to?
Sure.
Probably.
Yeah, don't distract your neighbor. If your neighbor needs help and you have the ability to help them, please do so. Great.
Yeah.
Would love that. If you also don't want to because you don't have the bandwidth and it's not your job, that's my job, that's okay too.
Mm-hmm. I wrote in a recent essay, which is available at educationupgrade.substack.com, that I remember